and we're set for the Mississippi Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center kickoff. They line up to kick from the 40. Mississippi Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center celebrates 40 years. The pieces are in place, and away we go. 7A state championship on the line tonight. Brandon and Tupelo. And right off the bat, a nice return for Brandon up to the 20-yard line. That's Quincy Phillips. He's a guy that Tupelo obviously will keep an eye out for all during the night. He is a big play guy. He broke Jonathan Mingo's records this year at Brandon.
Yeah, when we talked to Coach Williams this week, he said, hey, it's about number 3, your wide receiver, your quarterback. This is a team that likes to play fast. Look for Slade and Shaq to get things started here early.
Slack, your quarterback, 14 of 20 last week for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then win against Ocean Springs. And he'll go up top. And right away, it's to Phillips. And Tupelo had it read nicely for a very minimum gain, maybe a yard. And that was Braylon Williams, the Arkansas committee, committed to the Razorbacks last Friday.
Amazing. Braylon Williams, the guy on defense, is also the backup quarterback on offense. He's a guy that really gets after a great read on defense.
And this time, it's to Robinson up the middle, and he takes it across the 30, up to the 31-yard line. Robinson coming in. I mean, he's got nearly 20 offers. We're talking to the big boys on the block. Bama, Ohio State, Oregon. And it's going to set up 3rd and short.
Yeah, Robinson's the guy. Look for Robinson to get it right here. Again, he's a guy that's going to lean. He's going to be leaned on and get behind this offensive line.
The fake to Robinson, and they'll go far side to Phillips. And an incomplete pass. Boy, Ty Hartley was talking about making sure Phillips keep him in front of him and try to make Phillips beat you over the top.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I truly felt like they would try to run the football there, but hey, Brandon is very high on this passing game as well. Really did not anticipate a quick 3 and out here for this Bulldog team.
Cole Childs in punt formation. Keep an eye out for McCoy, the return specialist. He returned 2 for touchdowns in the first round against Lewisburg. No chance. I think Brandon is well aware of Iverson McCoy. And they'll turn it over. And Tupelo will have the football for the first time. And the Golden Wave led by their quarterback, an App State signee yesterday, Noah Gillen. Went 5 for 7, 104 yards. Kind of manages the game for Tupelo at that quarterback position.
Yeah, you see what Brandon tries to do. Tupelo, obviously, we talked about in the open, a little different. You've got the running game with Hill. But yes, absolutely. Gillen, he's a guy, App State believes in him. The commit there, he's a guy that can hurt you as well, but he does a tremendous job managing the game.
And to no surprise, they give it to Hill on the first carry of the game and give Hill 6 yards. That was Ashton Moore, their linebacker, second on the team with 125 tackles. He's got already over 15 offers as well. Michigan, Ohio State, among others. There you see that Golden Wave starting lineup brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi. Braylon Matthews and Ashton Blanchard trying to fill in for the injured Tyreek Darton, who was injured in the 8th game this year at wide receiver against Clinton. They're going to try to fill in that gap. And nothing to fill in for Hill. Give it to 0, and he's got himself a first down.
Yeah, really hate that Darden went down with an injury, a non-contact injury as well. And you play this game, obviously, you plan to get hurt, but in a non-contact situation makes it really tough. So yes, in the passing game, Blanchard number 13 and Matthews 3 will definitely have to fill in. But you're right, they're gonna continue to keep this ball on the ground here, feeding Hill.
Hill, the Mississippi State commit, he's got offers from everywhere. Again, Hill, this time, that Brandon defense was ready for Mr. Football in 7A. No gain. Clifton Jobe, the 5'11", 155-pound senior, making the play.
Yeah, Jobe just comes up from the secondary, obviously reads, run, and that's just what you're going to feel pretty much all game long. Coming up from the back end, reading, run, making a play. Nice stop there at the line of scrimmage.
See that Brandon defense, number 23, Khalil Norwood, 170 tackles this year, 11 of those behind the line, 10 sacks, and yes, that's the same family. Remember, they had a guy by the name of Jarius Norwood, an outstanding running back. And there's a pass complete to Tyquez Raines. And Raines with just his 8th catch of the year.
Well, the play was made there in the backfield with the quarterback, Noah Gillen. Obviously, didn't want to take the sack. He kept his eyes down the field. He moved his feet and had avoided the sack by London Bullen. Bullen got into the backfield, but he found his guy with a completion. Excellent job there moving the chains.
58% passer on the year, Gillen. Nice touchdown to interception ratio. 20 TDs, only 4 picks. 6'3", 193, a senior. And he'll go up top again. More pressure and going down. Big time sack. That was Reese Quinn. He's a 6 foot, 230-pound junior. And he made the big time play for the Bulldogs.
Right before this play, I was going to say the play of the game so far was Gillen avoiding the sack, and now I think the sack really replaces that, losing a nearly 9 yards on the play. A big play on the defensive side for Brandon, and that's what it's going to take to really get after this team. This is a Tupelo team that wants to run. You put them behind the chains, it's going to force them to throw.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the keys Ty Harden was telling us about. Trying to stay ahead of the chain. And that pass intended for Matthews is incomplete. Braylon Matthews with 674 yards of all-purpose yards, second best on the team, of course, to Hill. And now it's 3rd and long.
It's just amazing to look down at these players and to see how many of them actually have committed or have offers from Division I and junior college ranks. Larry Bowles on that play right there on the coverage, another one that has multiple D1 offers on the back end. Great coverage.
Yeah, both him and Rollins, those are rangy, tall guys who cover well and tackle well in space. Here's Hill, breaks a tackle into the secondary. 3rd and 19, no problem for J.J. Hill in the Golden Wave.
Two things that really made that play happen. One, everyone in the stadium expected pass.
All right.
Obviously, a great call there by offensive coordinator Trey Ward. Give it to your big guy. Let him handle it. Again, he makes guys miss. Got into the open field. Showed he had a little bit of speed as well. 3rd 19. Wow, what a conversion.
Big time conversion. And this time it's Gillen to Matthews. High percentage pass. Breaking a tackle. He's in the red zone, down inside the 15, close to the 10, and another first down for the Golden Wave.
Yet another guy that's got offers as well. There's on this field, on both teams, a lot of guys are going to go to the next level, and there's a lot of underclassmen as well that have offers. But Braylon Matthews is a senior. He'll be playing somebody's junior college most likely next year. He's the leading receiver on this team, and a great throw and catch, and Tupelo just really taking care of the football here on series number 1.
Yeah, Matthews with his 26th catch of the year, now close to 450 yards receiving. Both those top Tupelo. 1st and 10, it's Hill. Breaking a tackle down near the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6, and a solid pickup of 7 on first down.
He got into the second level, and then it was big Jeremy Wise that jumped on his back, one of the defensive linemen down the field. Excellent job, but not before a big gain on first down for J.J. Hill. And he just continues to impress. A downhill runner, but a big runner as well that can make guys miss.
Already over 40 yards tonight for Hill. 2nd down. That's Matthews in motion. And the give to Hill. Down near the goal line. Did he get in? Yes, he did. And Tupelo scores first. To no surprise, it's Mr. Football in 7A, J.J. Hill, taking it home.
Well, if you're head coach Ty Harden, you could not have written up a better script to start this state championship game. Your defense on the field first, a 3 and out. Your offense comes on, drives it the length of the field, an excellent job, but indeed, a lot of movement down the field by Hill and some good throwing by Gillen as well.
So Jay Sanders in for the extra point. 44 out of 49 this year. Make it 45 out of 50. And Tupelo scoring first, an impressive 10-play, 65-yard drive. Took a little over 5.5 minutes. The final 6 yards belonging to that guy, J.J. Hill. Tupelo with the early lead thanks to that guy right there, J.J. Hill, scoring first. Should surprise you. So, Lee, I got the calculator out the other day, and 21% of his carries end up in the end zone. So 1 out of every 5 carries, he's going to reach the end zone, and he had 6 carries for 46 yards and a touchdown on that drive.
Yeah, just impressive, and just what Tupelo has been able to do. Obviously, this is a team that knows what it takes to come here and to take this game here tonight. Obviously, a lot of football left to play, but the majority of that first quarter goes in favor of Tupelo. Again, J.J. Hill just impressive running downhill, making guys miss, and a really good first drive.
Well, it's up to see what kind of response Sam Williams and company can do. Williams in his 4th year. 3 of the 4 years he's made it to the state championship game.
Yeah, he's done a tremendous job as well, and obviously playing in a very tough conference as well. And look for Brandon not to give up, to continue to try to keep this tempo-paced offense.
They're going to look to their big gun behind, and he got hit behind the line of scrimmage by Jeraylen McCoy. As Robinson got hit behind the line, and Matt Robinson, part of that Bulldog starting lineup. Brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi. Slated Shack, the quarterback, just a sophomore, 6 foot 185, highly sought after. And he's in trouble, and he's going to go down. And Tupelo's defense with back-to-back tackles for losses. This time a sack by Patton, a guy that Coach Hart told us doesn't know how to turn the switch off.
No, I mean, that's 2 really good plays by Tupelo. Again, a 3 and out to start the game, and the defense 2 negative plays to start this series. Something's going right for this Golden Wave team.
Like I said, Pat, I think that looked like McCoy there, Jeraylen McCoy. He's down to Tennessee, LSU, and Southern Cal, his final 3 teams, just a junior. This pass intended for Jay McQueen. He's committed to play at South Alabama for football and baseball, but it's an incomplete pass and another 3 and out for Brandon's offense.
Yeah, Pat there had the pressure in the backfield, and if you're Brandon, you're kind of left scratching your head now because you're a team that knows how to score. Obviously, averaging 41 points a game, and 2 series now you've gone 3 and out. This Tupelo defense for real.
Not the greatest punt by Cole Childs. So Tupelo will have excellent field position with 3:50 left here in the first quarter.
The Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi Gridiron Classic is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue. Mississippi Farm Bureau. Go with the home team. Bank Plus. It's more than a name, it's a promise. And by C-Spire. Inspired by you.
So Tupelo with the football. Gillen 2 for 3 in that opening drive, 28 yards. And he'll have excellent field position starting this drive at the 37-yard line of Brandon. Here's a screen set up for Hill, and Hill's got room. To the end zone. Touchdown, Tupelo. And Hill has 2 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Again, the script just continues to get better for head coach Ty Harden. A team that's gone 13-0 this season. They're wanting this game as bad as anyone. 2 series, J.J. Hill, just unbelievable what he can do. Not only running with the football, but able to catch. And once again, showing the speed down the sideline. Excellent job.
Sanders makes it 14-0. Nothing too fancy here, Lee.
No, I mean, obviously a screen. And, when you're a team that runs the football so effectively, a lot of times you start to bring more guys into the box, and then you slip your running back out that has some offensive line in front of him, and a big guy like J.J. Hill that can catch it and scamper down a sideline with blockers in front. Again, excellent play call there for Tupelo.
10 touchdowns already in the playoffs this year for Hill, and he only played 1 quarter in that first round win against Lewisburg. So what a postseason for J.J. Hill. Now over 2,000 yards rushing on the year.
And the scariest part about that is he'll come back next year. The good thing for Tupelo, obviously,
Yes.
is that, hey, you know you've got your bell cow coming back. And, you know, he was described by Coach Harden as just he's a big-time player. And obviously he knew he was going to be special after his freshman season when he called him up to play varsity. And this kid got a carry and never looked back. And this guy, special player to watch.
Here's Phillips on the return, the future Northwest Ranger. And a nice job on special teams for Tupelo as they're getting it done offensively, defensively, as well as on special teams. That was Woods, Kwame Woods, making the hit. And there is a flag.
During the return, blocking the back, kicking team, receiving team, 5 yard or half the distance of the goal, first down.
That certainly does not help the cause for Sam Williams and company, as they'll be backed up even more. Yeah, I thought it was a great story Ty Harden was telling us about Hill. So he plays his freshman year, and then they call him up to the varsity, let him get a couple reps in practice, and then get him in a game. Well, it was against Madison Central, and the starting running back went to the sideline. The backup running back couldn't find his helmet, so J.J. Hill just runs off the field. And his first carry, he carries basically about 10 guys. There's Robinson, the bell cow for Brandon. He carries about 10 guys, Ty Harden said, picks up 8 yards, and then he's kept him in there, and like you said, the rest is history.
Yeah, just you never look back. And obviously, as a freshman, you see potential, but at a 7A school, or what would have been then a 6A school, you really don't think of a freshman coming in and really contributing. You know, so you bring them up to varsity to allow them to get a little bit of that experience, and again, to show you what kind of player he is. You know, he just goes out on the field like you just said. I mean, the coach didn't call for him. He took it upon himself to go and got the carry. And man, glad I'm getting to stand here tonight, get a chance to watch that young man.
No doubt. There's Kylan Simmons making the play on Phillips. Phillips with 975 yards receiving this year and 11 touchdowns, but Tupelo's done a nice job.
Brandon, the first of the half.
So a sideline warning on Brandon.
And it just kind of goes to show you how this night has started for Brandon, that even getting a sideline warning as well. They did, however, pick up their first down, so you've got to continue to build on that as well as this Brandon offense can.
Shaq, the pass is complete. That's Phillips making the catch. Talked about him breaking Jonathan Mingo's career receptions and yardage record this year. Of course, Mingo making a nice living these days in the NFL with the Cowboys.
Yeah, Phillips was a guy that played academy ball at Madison Original Academy, was actually a running back as a 10th grader. Came to Brandon, was converted to a wide receiver. Pretty great job there by Coach Williams.
No doubt. Shaq is in trouble. And he will go down. Another sack on Shaq, this time by Kenneth Jenkins. That's his 7th tackle for a loss this year.
And once again, Brandon's going to be forced to punt. They did pick up a first down, so it wasn't quite a slow series. And now if you're Brandon's defense, you got to start huffing and puffing on the sideline, realizing you're about to be back on the field.
This punt, did it touch McCoy? Brandon recovers it. There is a flag. This was close. Did it touch Iverson McCoy, the returner for Tupelo? We'll get this thing sorted out with 2 minutes exactly left in the first quarter. Tupelo's offense getting ready to come out on the field, so evidently Brandon's defense is already out here. It's like the flag is going to be against Brandon.
And the only thing I can think of where the flag was thrown is they did not allow
Kick catching interference, number 20 on the kicking team.
Yep.
15-yard penalty enforcement in the kick. First down.
Well, the referee took the words right out of my mouth there. So
it was on Carlos Campbell Jr. Junior backup wide receiver. So excellent field position again for Tupelo High at the 35-yard line of Brandon. And why not give it to Hill? Hill into the secondary. Boy, he is a load. He's down to the 25-yard line, very close to a first down. It all depends on the mark. Yep, they're going to give him the first down, and Tupelo moves the chains.
You know, talking again, Coach Harden this week talked about just how hungry this team is and how they've had to prove themselves each and every week, and I'd say indeed they have. Another great run, another first down pickup for Hill. Excellent running and excellent blocking up front. You can't be a great runner if you don't have the 5 guys up front doing their job as well.
And Coach Harden said this offensive line is mighty tight. And here is Blanchard. Ashton Blanchard takes it just inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. And this play by Norwood.
Yeah, that's just a simple, you know, outside pass route, a high percentage throw, and it becomes a one-on-one, but blocking on the edge as well.
19th catch of the year for Blanchard. That's second best on the team. Tied for second with 3 touchdown receptions. He's just a junior as well. 5'9", a $165. Under a minute left here in the first quarter. Second down, 4 yards to go for Tupelo. The give to Hill, and he's tripped up. And Hill falls forward for 2. It'll set up third down. That was Moore and Norwood sharing in on that tackle for Brandon.
Well, that was a good play on the defensive side for Brandon. Everybody stayed home. They did their job right at the point of attack. But again, the play looked like it was somewhat messed up from the beginning because Gillen and Hill was more of a slow handoff there in the backfield. It was not one of those where he was able to hit the hole extremely fast. So the timing of the play was messed up at the point of contact.
And that's the end of the first quarter, and that guy right there has been the story. J.J. Hill with 58 yards rushing and a touchdown. He also has a 37-yard touchdown reception. And J.J. Hill in the Golden Wave in control after the first quarter. Time to step aside. Second quarter coming up right after this on the NFHS Network.
Bank Plus keeps life moving because 99% of banking doesn't happen at the bank, or at least it shouldn't. We're doing our best job and you don't have to think about it.
Let's make an offer.
And all you see is possibility.
We stamped the kitchen in there. We'll make it all back in 6 months.
You don't have to ask because life sure doesn't.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's really bad.
And we're here for it. All of it.
Weird, but beautiful.
Bank Plus. It's more than a name. It's a promise.
Health has always been reactive, focused on fixing problems as they happen. But with Blue Primary Care, we're taking a proactive approach, working with you to help you understand your health and empowering you to be healthy. It's time to prioritize you, your health, and your life. The results? Less worrying and more living. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue.
Zip Tupelo over Brandon. Before we start the second quarter, let's send it downstairs to Lance LaFan.
Hey guys, I'm joined by Joel Ross, Bank President of Bank Plus in Rankin County. Joel, tell us a little bit about Bank Plus's relationship with the MHSAA.
Been a long-time sponsor with the association. Really proud of our relationship with you guys, and I've been at this championship game a number of times. I'm in Rankin County, so Brandon's my team. It's not looking very good for Brandon right now, but you know, we still got a lot of football left, but, you know, Bank Plus is about relationships, about building lasting relationships with customers in our community. And so if you don't bank with us, we'd love to earn your business. And we look forward to a number more years with the sponsorship of the association.
Joel, we appreciate your time. We appreciate Bank Plus. Thank you very much. Back to you guys up top.
All right, Lance, thank you so much. Lance braving the elements out there. He's hanging out down on the sideline. Will Colmeyer, Lee Roberts up top. This broadcast being produced and directed by Kim Gio, along with the rest of our crew. Glad you're spending your Thursday night with us. Brandon needs to stop right here.
No, Brandon definitely needs to stop. They do not need to go down or do not want to go down 21-0 here, but everything's looking perfect for Tupelo.
And Brandon needed a big play defensively, and they sure got it. That was Khalil Norwood. His 11th sack of the year, his 12th tackle for loss.
Yeah, Khalil Norwood, the center of that Bulldog defense, a guy that really can get after it. He, obviously, Will talked about the family tree that he comes from. A guy that just moves the field, has a knack for the nose for the football. A big stop there behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, both Norwood and Nickelberry, Rylan Nickelberry, number 17, one of the defensive linemen, they kind of set the tone for this Brandon defense. So second down, all the way back at the 16-yard line. Here's Hill, and broke one tackle, then was sent down to the turf.
That play was made right there because of Ashton Moore walked upon the line of scrimmage on the far side where Hill was trying to run. If Hill could have gotten outside of Moore, possibly would have had a lot of good running room, but Moore forced him back on the inside, which is exactly what you're taught to do, back into the heart and the teeth of that Bulldog defense.
So it's 3rd and goal at the 13. Brandon and its defensive coordinator, Greg Robinson, they play a base defense. They need to make another play here. That's Gillen in trouble. And he'll throw it to the end zone. And is it caught? Yes, it is. How about that catch? It's not a touchdown. It's not a first down. But it's going to be 4th and goal at the 1. How about Ashton Blanchard?
Yeah, on the back end, Ashton Moore, we just talked about it. Trey McLean, the safety, was in on the play. The play took an extremely long amount of time to develop because of the pressure up front. Noah Gillen did an excellent job moving to his left and a really hard throw as a right-handed quarterback moving to his left. He actually dipped down and threw that ball a little bit sidearm. A risky throw, but an unbelievable throw catch.
4th and goal. They give it to Hill, and Brandon gets the stop that it needed. That's Norwood again. We talked about him setting the tone. One of those leaders on defense, and Hill is hit behind the line of scrimmage, and Tupelo turns it over on downs.
A couple things that has happened positively for this Tupelo team. Obviously converting a 3rd and 19 on a run-in play, getting that ball down inside the 1-yard line to set up the 4th and goal. But then the stop of the day comes for Brandon. The goal line stop before Tupelo goes up by 3 scores. That's exactly what this Bulldog team needed. I just mentioned that they did not need to go down by 3 scores. So this gives Brandon a little bit of life here. Again, a team that is a powerful offense. You give them a chance, and they'll have an opportunity here. Let's see if they can get anything going.
They start the drive at their own 3-yard line, and a flag, a pre-snap flag, and I think there was some motion.
First snap, false start.
Yep.
Offense number 3. After this to the goal, remains first down.
That's the wide receiver, Phillips. You being a former quarterback, Lee Roberts, in fact, in this stadium, a standout quarterback. Tough to see that as a wide receiver, seeing one of your wide receivers with some motion.
Yeah, you really hate that. I mean, obviously they're set up on a one-on-one situation on the far side, and all he was trying to do was clear out as much as he can to try to set up a run, as you saw just right there, and good stop there by Tupelo as well.
Yeah, that was Kenneth Jenkins again on the tackle, came in 4th on the team in tackles, and that stop on Robinson. Robinson last week, 21 carries, 162 yards, and 2 touchdowns against Ocean Springs. And here is nearly an interception as the pass by Shaq, and Kylan Simmons broke on it. Of course, the Brandon receiver McQueen slipped, and that was almost disaster.
Well, the thing Coach Harden talked about this week about Kylan Simmons is he's a guy that just makes plays. Well, he was in an area where he could have made a huge play and a big difference. A bullet that was dodged right there by Brandon, and the play was made because Tupelo only rushed 3, dropped 8 into coverage.
3rd and 9. Shaq going near side. It's incomplete. Intended for McQueen. Shaq and Brandon looking for a flag. Not getting it. And it's going to be 4th down. And so, yes, Tupelo turned it over on downs. However, the defense stepped up. And now Cole Childs has to punt deep into his end zone.
Well, that's just kind of also been the storyline as well, as how good and effective this Tupelo defense has been. Obviously, you hear about the offense, but this defense has been dominating as well.
Boy acts and receives the fair catch. And yes, Daniel Young, the defensive coordinator in his first year at Tupelo, was at South Panola. That defense for Tupelo has only given up 12.5 points a game. And they had their work cut out for them coming into this one. Brandon's offense coming in 41 points a game.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Tupelo defense only giving up 218 yards of total offense, which is amazing as well. And yes, tonight they have shut down this Brandon team. And once again, on this 4th possession, score on their first 2. They're stopped at the goal line on possession 3. They're going to start on the plus side of the field here in possession number 4.
Again. Wow. So at the 40-yard line, 1st down and 10 for Tupelo. Mason Waddle, the senior center, signed with Ole Miss yesterday. There's Hill, and he picks up 9 yards down to the 31. I said Waddle signed, he's preferred walk-on with the Rebels.
I tell Hill is a downhill runner. He was stopped on the goal line on the previous possession and actually lost the football. And I know just him thinking right now is, hey, I'm not going to be stopped for a short gain again. And they're on 1st down, able to pick up 9. Excellent run and great blocking by this Tupelo team.
Comes in averaging 9.5 yards per carry. He almost hit the average right there. 9-yard pickup, 2nd down and 1. And this time it's Matthews who is in motion. He'll get the 1st down. However, there is a flag on this near side. And I think this one is going to be on Tupelo, and this will nullify that 1st down run by Matthews.
During the run, holding number 79 of the offense. 10-yard penalty enforced on the previous spot. 2nd down.
And truth be told, offensive linemen notorious for holding, and that's just the nature of this business, being an offensive lineman. They just use their hands so well. But the thing is, once you get your hands outside the shoulders of a defender is when the call is going to be made at every time there. So big play, a 1st down that indeed is brought back.
That was Antonio Berry, the 6'4", 260-pound sophomore lineman, whistled for that hold. So now 2nd down and 11 at the 41-yard line. Matthews pretty dangerous rushing the ball this year. And nice job by Brandon's defense again. This is Joe. He's got 3 tackles already here in this 1st half.
Again, as a guy in the secondary, kind of a rover type position, really playing more like an outside linebacker against this Tupelo team, just because they run the ball so effectively, really hugging on the inside, focusing on the running game. Great job again, catching Hill for short gain.
3rd and 9. Let's see what Coach Ward will dial up for this Tupelo offense, and there is a flag. Brandon was lined up.
Prior to the snap, approaching defense. 5-yard penalty enforced on the previous spot. 3rd down.
That'll make this 3rd down a little easier for Tupelo.
Yeah, well, Norwood was lined up on the far side on the line of scrimmage, and he actually is the one, I think, that was penalized, but he thought that the offensive lineman first flinched that drew him off, so he was anticipating it going against Tupelo, but indeed a free 5 yards for Tupelo is going to set up a nice third down.
34 at the 34, and this time it's Noah Gillen running the ball. And he uses his legs this time to get the first down.
Noah Gillen on the keeper.
Gillen had gained 257 yards this year. Of course, as a quarterback, those sacks will hurt your average. He's lost 253 yards, but that is a first down carry for Tupelo.
Yeah, a guy that, a quarterback especially that's known as more of a passing type quarterback, been able to escape, pick up 200 plus yards. Obviously the sacks do negate that, as you just said, but again, positive rushing yards, and that's what Gillen does. He can call his own number. He gets that opportunity on that situation, knows exactly where he has to get to, enough steam to pick up the first.
Might one day be back in this stadium. He's headed to the Sun Belt to play at App State, where Southern Miss is in the Sun Belt. And this time, Gillen's pass to the far side is incomplete. That was Bowles on the coverage. And now that'll set up second down and 10.
Yeah, this Tupelo team to me is just playing with a lot of confidence, even though dropping a pass there, incomplete pass. This team has overcome already today multiple times. Obviously getting down near the red zone. An opportunity here to try to tack on more points on this Bulldog defense.
Second and 10. Here comes the blitz. They have the right call, and it was a flanker screen to Matthews, but a minimal gain. Well, they sent just about everyone. Put some big-time pressure on Gillen, and they had the screen call, but nice job there defensively by Nickelberry.
Yeah, normally when you bring the house like that and the screen pass is called, it's not in your favor, but Nickelberry reacted as you would expect, was able to get out to the flat and pick off Matthews, the wide receiver, who was trying to cut back inside on the defense. Excellent job there by Nickelberry.
This Brandon defense, average size up front, but their team speed is what sets them apart from front to back. Third down and 8 for Tupelo against that Brandon defense, and a timeout.
Timeout, Tupelo.
We will take a timeout with the Golden Wave. 5:07 left in the first half. The Golden Wave with the football, up by 2 touchdowns.
Bank Plus keeps life moving, because 99% of banking doesn't happen at the bank, or at least it shouldn't. We're doing our best job when you don't have to think about it.
Let's make an offer.
And all you see is possibility.
We expand the kitchen in there. We'll make it all back in 6 months.
You don't have to ask, because life sure doesn't.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Really bad.
And we're here for it. All of it.
Weird, but beautiful.
Bank Plus. It's more than a name. It's a promise.
Health has always been reactive, focused on fixing problems as they happen. But with Blue Primary Care, we're taking a proactive approach, working with you to help you understand your health and empowering you to be healthy. It's time to prioritize you, your health, and your life. The results? Less worrying and more living. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue.
We put faith in our vehicles to connect us. We understand how important it is to have transportation you can rely on. So no matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
The Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi Gridiron Classic is brought to you by College and Career Savings Mississippi. Avoid student loans. Open a plan today. Visit www.treasury.ms.gov. Ole Miss. Build your legacy at Ole Miss by visiting admissions.olemiss.edu. And by Mississippi Department of Rehabilitation Services. Opportunities for independence.
Welcome back to The Rock here in Hattiesburg, M.M. Roberts Stadium on the campus of the University of Southern Mississippi. Third down and 8 for Tupelo. 5:07 left in the first half at the 26-yard line of Brandon. And a flag, another pre-snap flag. This one's going to be on Tupelo.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 56 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, third down.
And that's one of the seniors on that offensive line, Mason Waddle. That offensive line, boy, they are so tight. Coach Hart was talking about how they all get along.
Sideline warning, Brandon. That is their second sideline warning that results in a 5-yard penalty from the seceding spot. Third down.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, things just continue to go against this Brandon team, and you give this Tupelo sideline an opportunity to capitalize here. You're talking about this offensive line, what a tight-knit group they are. And again, as a quarterback, and I'm going to speak for J.J. Hill as a running back, that's the guys you have to give that credit to. And this is an offensive line that has 4 seniors up front and a sophomore. So a very, very experienced team. But you got to anticipate what will happen next year. Who will be in front blocking for J.J. Hill? I'm sure there's guys coming up right behind those 4 seniors that'll help fill those spots as well.
Yeah, J.J. losing some of his friends up front. They helped pave the way on that run. And it's going to be 4th and 1. And now decision time for Tupelo. I would think that you would go for it, wouldn't you?
Well,
that offense is clicking.
Well, here's the situation. They went for it 4th and 1 and the similar type thing, except it was the +1, and they didn't get it. Similar situation. I guarantee you, Tupelo's going to get this one here.
Let's see. Looked like Gillen was trying to get the hard count. And now the play clock winding down. And let's see if Tupelo will burn a timeout.
Yeah, Hart wanted to see what the defense was set up in, and wants to have a chance.
Tupelo, that's second and a half.
Yeah, wants to have a chance to talk about this one because this is really big. If you go forward and Brandon stops, you can easily switch that momentum once again. But Tupelo's defense has been lights out. If I'm Coach Harden, I'm going for it right here. I want to try to convert to put 21 points on the board as opposed to trying to kick, because I've got all the confidence in the world in my defense.
160 yards already for that Tupelo offense. 84 through the air, 76 on the ground. So extremely balanced. Just 25 yards of offense so far for Brandon. 21 on the ground, 4 yards passing. And of course, Tupelo has 9 of the 10 first downs. It's been all Tupelo so far. But like you said, Lee, if Brandon can get the stop here, they're still down by only 2 scores.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you gotta give credit right here to Brandon, or you gotta give them have confidence that you can stop this running attack once again. Again, everybody in the stadium thinks it's going to be number 0, Jaden Hill, with it. We'll see what Coach Harden draws up here on 4th and 1.
And it's going to be the old quarterback sneak. And Noah Gillen, for the second time tonight, uses his legs to get a first down.
Yeah, this is a Tupelo team that believes that they have been battle-tested over this season. They consider themselves playing one of the toughest schedules rather in the state of Mississippi. They had a 1-point win over Starkville, a 5-point win over Madison Central. So some very tough games against some really good opponents. But what Coach Hart has done in this Tupelo team over the last 5 years has been amazing.
Here's Hill, bouncing it to the outside. Oh, hanging on for dear life was Ashton Moore. He's the junior that moved from Georgia. He's got some family ties to Brandon. As I mentioned, over 15 offers in D1, Michigan, Ohio State, and many others. He's a thumper. He made a big tackle there.
He's a guy that can move laterally as well, and easily could have let go of J.J. Hill, but he didn't. He held on, and because of that was able to take Hill down. So excellent job there once again by Ashton Moore.
Hill with 15 carries, 90 yards already, averaging an even 6 yards per rush. Has that 37-yard touchdown reception as well. So 2nd down and 7 after the 3-yard gain. And another timeout coming up here for Tupelo.
Yeah, I think the play clock possibly was running down. Coach Hart did not want to have to use his timeout right there, but we're under 3 minutes before the half, and no need to take them into the halftime. Might as well use them while you have the opportunity. You want to make sure that he gets things right down here in the score zone. A big opportunity coming here for Tupelo. Coach Harden want to make sure they talk this one over.
Coach Harden and company, they've had some quick starts this year. In fact, Tupelo has outscored its opponents now with the 14 points tonight, 259 to 74 in the first half through 13 and a half games. That's getting it done.
I mean, it's amazing what they've been able to do in the first half, and a team that not necessarily lets off the pedal in the second, but they are indeed a team that starts extremely fast, and a team that can do that continues to have a lot of success. That's why this team is undefeated currently.
13-0. There you see Gillen tonight, 6 of 8, 84 yards with that touchdown on that screen pass to Hill.
We talked about Gillen as well in the open, and as far as a guy that just manages this team, 6 for 8, 84 yards, is managing it pretty well. But a pass there that was a risky pass into the end zone could have been the first turnover of the game.
That was Trey McQueen, the brother of wide receiver Jay McQueen, the leader of the secondary, almost coming up with a pick there.
Sometimes you've got to make a play when you're in the area, not just get your hands on it. You've got to be able to make a play to get a quick turnaround here for your offense. And very fortunate for Tupelo that that was not the first turnover of the game.
McQueen is projected as a 4-star prospect by his senior year. He's a ball hawk, a headhunter. Couldn't quite corral that one. And here's third down. And Gillen will roll. And instead of passing it, he'll run to the 10-yard line. He is hit and dropped by Ashton Moore again.
On the keeper, number 5, number 9.
He loves to go sideline to sideline. We saw it there. He also likes to get physical.
Yeah, and again, just continuing to look at this Brandon defense. Obviously, they've given up 14 points, but the last couple possessions, they've really kind of dug into this field and have done what they've needed to on the backs of Khalil Norwood making plays and Ashton Moore making plays. A couple linebackers throughout this season, they've combined for over 300 tackles. And that's just an amazing thing that you've got two linebackers that play extremely well like those two guys.
Timeout for Sam Williams on a 4th and 4. I don't believe Tupelo has attempted a field goal all season long. Their kicker is Jay Sanders. Now, he gets plenty of work on extra points, 46 out of 51. But it's been pretty lopsided on a lot of the stats, including time of possession. How about 16 minutes and some change for Tupelo, just under 5 for Brandon?
Yeah, again, that started early because Brandon had those first two possessions where they went 3 and out. Tupelo took the first possession and drove it the length of the field. They had a quick score their second possession. But then again, their third and now their fourth, not sure what's going to come of this possession, but their third possession was able to eat up some clock, take it down, and turn it over on downs at the 1. Here it is, 4th down again.
Uh-oh, look at this. Possible lunar eclipse out here. They're going for a field goal. Tupelo, and this is Jay Sanders. He'll attempt a 27-yard field goal to make it a 3-score game, and Sanders misses the field goal.
Brandon's defense, the first two possessions, gives up scores. The next two come up with 4th down stops, one at the goal line, and they're a missed field goal attempt. If you're Brandon, you know you've dodged 2 bullets. It could have easily been 21 or 24 to nothing at this point. But instead, it's 14-0, 2 minutes remaining. And Brandon, a high-powered offense, they would love to get some points here before the end of this half because Tupelo will get the ball to start the second half as well.
Yeah, Tupelo now just 1 of 3 in the red zone tonight. So 1st and 10 for Brandon. 2:03 left in the first half, and another miscue for the Bulldogs. Pre-snap penalty.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty enforced from the previous spot. First down.
Looks like Connor Dalton, senior offensive lineman, 5'10", 275, busted on that one. So 1st and 15. Here's Robinson, and Tupelo was ready for the standout sophomore.
This Brandon offense, although they've been extremely successful this season, again, their only loss came to Clinton, a shootout 65-62, but you got to remember they got a sophomore quarterback and a sophomore running back. The future is bright here for the Bulldogs.
Looking for the big chunk, and they get it. Jay McQueen from Sladen Shack. And I think Brandon got as many yards on that pass than they have had the entire first half.
Just talking about the youth of this team, and Shaq stands in there and delivers a strike to McQueen, exactly what they needed to get across midfield.
He beat Mason Dunn, the Ole Miss signee, on that play. And again, Tupelo's defense is there. That's Christopher Ivy. Coach Harden calls him the Swiss Army knife. Does a little bit of everything. Third on the team in tackles, also third in tackles for losses, and third in sacks. Pickup of a yard. Shaq up top, wide open. Robinson drops it. That was 6.
That's not something you see out of that youngster often. Again, you know he's young. However, he's been the guy that has helped carry this team all season long. He was 4 to 5 yards deep behind Malachi Gillian. A perfectly thrown ball from Sladen Shack, and Robinson just knows he missed it there. Had an opportunity to cut this lead in half. Instead, they're facing a 3rd and long.
655 yards receiving and 10 touchdowns this year for Robinson. There's Shaq, far side, caught by Quincy Phillips Jr. And that moves the chains. The first down for Brandon at the 33-yard line with under a minute left.
I really love the play call selection there. You have your slot receiver running an out route. You get an opportunity to show the arm strength of Sladen Shack as well.
Shack being pressured, and he's picked off. That was Braylon Williams, who came on and played his first game last week in the win against Madison Central. He commits to Arkansas, and he comes up with a big-time pick there.
Yeah, the first turnover of the game, and again, the pressure on Shaq is what forced it. There was no Brandon receiver in the area. Interesting to see what this penalty flag is on this play, though.
This is a big call.
Result of the play is an interception by Tupelo. Personal foul, blindside block, number 9 during the return. That 15-yard penalty is enforced in the run. First down.
Raylan McCoy, the highly sought-after defensive end. Everybody wanted him. But there is the pick by Braylon Williams, ruled eligible last week to finally get a chance to play. And boy, he came up with a big-time pick there. Because Brandon, you could almost feel the shift in momentum, couldn't you, Lee?
Yeah, no, absolutely. A couple nice series on the defensive side for Brandon. Again, just offensively, had the nice pass across midfield. But outside of that, it's been all Tupelo. And Tupelo is going to be satisfied with this 14-0 lead, as they're just going to nail it a couple times here before the end of this first half, knowing they get to take this momentum into the locker room and that they get the kickoff to start the second half as well.
So one more knee taken by the 6'3", 193-pound senior quarterback, Noah Gillen. And that will end the first half as Ty Harden and the Golden Wave looking for their first state title since 1992. And thanks to that young man, J.J. Hill, they lead it by 2 touchdowns as Lance LaFan is trying to track down Ty Harden. And let's go send it down to Lance.
Coach, your defense, just like they've done all year, playing lights out. Offense comes out on fire. Stumbled a little bit there. You probably think you should probably have a couple more touchdowns stopped in the red zone. But overall, what do you think about the first half?
Yeah, man, it's closer than I'd like it to be, for sure. I mean, they're the most explosive team in the state. 14-point lead is nothing for them. I mean, for us in this game, you know, if we finish, at least get one more score somewhere right there, I feel a lot better. We just got to, you know, control the game, play great defense. We know their tempo. They just haven't gotten a rhythm yet just because of our defense.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck second half.
All right, thank you, Lance. Had to use his legs to keep up with Ty Harden. And we'll have our halftime report coming up. So far, it's J.J. Hill with a couple touchdowns for Tupelo, and the Golden Wave lead it at half.
It'll be a hot one out there for move-in weekend, Ole Miss. Good luck this year, Red.
You did it. You're home. I can't wait for you to discover the true meaning of Hotty Toddy. It's a cheer that connects us all to the red and blue. It's the moment that begins when you step on campus and continues long after you turn your tassel. I can't wait for you to discover your legacy and make the world a better place. Are you ready?
So why was it so important for you to teach me hunting safety at such a young age?
First of all, I love you, and I want you to come back home just like you left the door when you came out. And secondly, I want us to have a good time and remember those good times.
Stay safe. Download our Hunter Safety Card at ndrs.ms.gov.
Left a lot of points on the table as well.
No, I totally agree. That's why I think Coach Harden was so, adamant about getting into the locker room, is just to really make those adjustments. And he even said it. I mean, this is a Brandon team that's high-powered offensively, that can score quickly. And I know that's in the back of his mind. He said he was going into the locker room. Said he was not happy with a 14-point lead. He wished it would have been a 21-point lead. At least he could have felt a little more comfortable. But I promise you, nothing is going to make that guy comfortable until this game ends and his team's on top.
So we're ready to start things here in the second half. Rhett Griffith, the senior, good kicker at nice range. In fact, he can kick it from 52 yards in for Brandon. And here's the first kickoff return for Tupelo. And boy, it was well covered by Brandon's special teams, as McCoy, I don't think he got back to the 20. They're going to mark it at the 19.
Yeah, great job on the cover team for Brandon. And again, wanting to set the tempo. And only Coach Williams knows what Brandon's style of football is when he does that coach talk. And his team knows how to respond. Great job there, setting the tempo. We'll see if that translates into positivity here.
McCoy coming in averaging 25 yards a kickoff return. He was under that on that return. 17 yards. So they'll have it first down and 10. Tupelo at the 19-yard line. And Gillen up top looking for Blanchard, and there is a flag. And I think that's going to be on Brandon. Some interference. It might have been on number 13, Clifton Jobe.
Pass interference. Defense. 15-yard penalty, of course, in the previous spot. First down.
Yeah, I thought the contact was pretty minimal there on that coverage. I thought the ball was thrown out in front enough that the contact really didn't make a play on the ball. But unfortunately, the flag's thrown against Brandon. So this second half's not starting the way Coach Williams and company would like.
That's Preston Ashley, I beg your pardon. That was the guilty party. Son of Tyrone Ashley, star at Ole Miss back in the day. And he is definitely built in his father's mold, as J.J. Hill is hit behind the line of scrimmage by Brandon's defense. That was Clifton Jobe on the tackle. He's been very active tonight.
Yeah, Clifton Jobe, we've called his name multiple times so far tonight. He does have 3 tackles, one of those being a solo tackle. But again, this defense, super impressed with the way they play. They're able to move laterally. And again, just knowing how special J.J. Hill on the offensive side is, this defense has really kind of packed in there and played well.
Loss of 1, second down and 11, and that is climbing a mountain if you get a tackle for a loss on Hill. Let's see, Gillen in trouble, being chased, and he'll use his legs. He'll slide at the 35, and there is a flag in the backfield. And I think this one's going to be on Tupelo as well.
Yeah, I think
might be on Antonio Berry again.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the youngster getting a blindside block.
During the run, blindside block, number 79, the offense. That 15-yard penalty enforced from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
Yes, Berry's the sophomore again. This is a Tupelo-led offense with 4 seniors, he being the one. And in today's age game of football, it's a very protective game, especially behind the ball. The officials are going to try to protect those players. And the call for the blindside block, a big penalty going against the Golden Wave.
We started a little late. Supposed to be 7:30. We started a little bit after 8. That first game today, Choctaw County outscored Noxubee County 34-27. That one went a little long, so that's why we pushed it back, starting early on here in the second half at 9:30. Worth the wait though. Here's Gillen. Little flip to Matthews. Nowhere to go as Brandon's defense is fired up here to start the second half.
Yeah, very stingy defense by Brandon. Again, this is a team that hasn't given up many points on the year. In the past, this defense was considered more of an aggressive style of play. But defensive coordinator Greg Robinson has kind of implemented a base style defense. Want to make sure his team gets in the perfect alignment. That was a great play calling, great execution as well. Tupelo, obviously, the penalty taking them behind the chains. A great play on the defensive side. Great scheme effort.
3rd and 25. Tupelo needs to be careful at the 19. And yes, Coach Ward kind of plays it safe. A run up the middle to Hill, and there's Clifton Job again. Had 3 tackles in the first half, already a quick 2 tackles to start the second half.
And I've mentioned his name multiple times, how he's up reading the ball, reading run, seeing J.J. Hill with it. Again, a nose for the ball. Excellent job on the defensive side, coming in untouched with his hands wrapping up a tough running back Hill.
So Nickelberry, he helped clean up. He was excited going to the Brandon sidelines. And here's Iverson McCoy in 33 punts this year, averaging 31.5 yards. He's got a long of 54. This one will go nowhere near 54. It does take a Tupelo bounce, and it will roll and be down in Brandon territory at the 46-yard line, but great field position for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's exactly what Brandon needed. And again, to get a stop on Tupelo in this opening possession of the second half, an opportunity that was set up by special teams coming up with a big stop. And the pass interference call put Tupelo ahead of the chains, and then the blindside block put Tupelo behind the chains. See if this Brandon offense can get something going here. See if Shaq can stand in.
Tupelo's hoping to put a ring on it. They've got some work to do here in the second half. Here's Robinson. Nice job by Tupelo's defense. They have really kept Robinson quiet. He had 6 carries for only 28 yards in the first half, and 17 of those came on 1 run.
Yeah, they've really keyed in on Robinson, which is going to force Brandon into the passing game. And again, I think what you have to do with this youngster Shaq is continue the short passing game and really find the numbers in the matchup where they match up well.
Gillian had the tackle on that last play, and here's an incomplete pass by Shaq. And it's going to be 3rd and 6 coming up for the Bulldogs. Shaq looks like kind of that right arm. Did he get hit? It looked like he had maybe something was maybe just cold. It could be that. Trying to warm up a little bit. It is a little chilly out there.
Yeah, it wasn't a great play. And again, a screen pass to the wide receiver. You want to hit him right in the numbers. He led him on the play.
Kind of like that.
There's a much better throw indeed. That looks like the guy that's a 12-1 starter for this team indeed. A nice throw and catch.
That was Braden Walker, just a sophomore, 5'8", 150. Little guy making a big play, and it's first down for Brandon at the 35-yard line of Tupelo.
This is a Brandon offense that has received 2 receivers that have caught over 50 balls on the year. Walker just caught his 14th of the year, and again, guys have to step up in big-time situations.
The pass to Robinson, he slipped past one Golden Wave, but not the second. That's Kenneth Jenkins again, the senior, 5'11", 215, now with 50 tackles on the season.
Jenkins with the tackle. Devontre Brewer is the one that helped slow him up, however. So a couple Golden Wave defenders there on the reception. And Robinson, I just feel at any point he's going to get a big break, and that will help set up this Brandon offense.
They're talking things over, a little baby summit, if you will, and there's Buckholter, Jahair Buckholter, a senior wideout, and he is not happy going to the Brandon sidelines. That foreshadowing something that will be coming up. And keep an eye out for, you mentioned Brewer's name, Devontre, they call him Trey Brewer. Already an offer from Arkansas, plenty of JUCO offers, just a sophomore, 6'1", 230, leads the team in tackles for losses and sacks. 21.5 tackles for losses and 8 sacks already this year. 4.2 GPA in honors classes.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on 18 of Tupelo. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct number 5 of Brandon. That is their first unsportsmanlike conduct. Those penalties offset. The down counts. Second down.
Okay, so Buckholter for Brandon. Let's send it down to Lance.
Yeah, guys, that was all about just the block just following through on the sideline. Both of them got tangled up over here. Official immediately went and got between them, but there was no love lost between those two as they have gone at it the last couple of plays.
Braylon Williams for Tupelo, number 18. Got the unsportsmanlike for the Golden Wave. So second down and 11 at the 36-yard line. Early on here in the second half. Here's Robinson again. No room in the end. Maybe a yard for Robinson. Tupelo doing a nice job keeping this sophomore standout quiet so far tonight.
Well, the defensive linemen have done a really nice job disrupting the running lanes for Brandon and really not able to get anything going. No lane set up for Robinson to run.
Ty Harding calls Robinson super explosive, and they've kept him quiet so far, but look what Shaq has done. He's found a new favorite target. Braden Walker with his second big catch of the drive, and it's going to move the chains now at the 22-yard line.
A little life here for this Bulldog offense. Got it down across into the red zone. A couple times they've been down here. The interception came in this part of the field as well in the first half.
After the play, personal foul. Late hit out of bounds, number 11. Defense. Half the distance to goal. First down.
Oh my, that's Gillian. Malachi Gillian, the senior. Remember, he's the leading tackler on the team that came back from the brain tumor.
Yeah, talking to Coach Harden this week, he's the biggest surprise in this team for multiple reasons. One, overcoming what he overcame, and then turning the season into what he has as far as being that leading tackler as well.
Shaq in trouble, being pressured and sacked. Back at the 16-yard line. That was Brewer. We just talked about Brewer. Keeping an eye out for him, and another sack and another tackle for a loss.
Sack by number 93, David Kilgore.
Pressure by this Tupelo defense. Jacalyn Patton was the first guy to get his hand on him, and he forced Shaq up into the heart of that Tupelo defense.
Defense number 45. 5-yard penalty and forced him previous spot. Second down.
So after Patton forced him up into the heart of that defense, allowed Trey Brewer to get his hands on him and to take down the quarterback Shaq.
That's going to be on Jamarcus Young, senior defensive lineman. 2nd and 9 now at the 9. Here's the pass, and what a hit by Williams. Braylon Williams tattooed Phillips and turned that pass into a complete pass. Boy, I mean, you talk about laying the leather lead.
No, absolutely. And again, that was Williams did a nice job. So the play call here makes it look like Shaq's going to keep it. He does his nice job opening his hips and throwing it out to his wide receiver, Phillips. But the ball is high. Phillips took a big hit on the play as well.
It was turned in. Looks like it was a lateral because they've got it marked back at the 16.
Yeah, it looked like where the quarterback's feet were. He threw it behind the line of scrimmage, so indeed a fumble.
3rd and 16. Shaq, far side of the end zone. Incomplete. He was looking for Robinson. We talked about how dangerous he is receiving.
Number 7, Tyson Robinson.
And it's incomplete, and that will force 4th down. That is Gillian on the coverage.
I love the route by the running back Tyson Robinson, but where you go wrong in this situation is the ball forced Robinson to turn around. As a running back, they don't have those skills as wide receivers do to turn and find the football. So if that was a wide receiver running that route, Brandon would have a score, but unfortunately, the ball hit the turf.
33-yard field goal by Brandon's Rhett Griffith. And Brandon is on the board. So Brandon has cracked the code, and they've got their first points. We're going to step aside. We've got the kickoff straight ahead.
The Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi Gridiron Classic is brought to you by My Best. Move further and faster to a better career and future. Visit skillupmississippi.com. Mississippi State University, taking care of what matters. And by William Carey University, making college affordable. Visit www.wmcarey.edu.
Brandon with some points thanks to that young man, number 46, the senior Rhett Griffith, showing off his right leg. Tupelo still leading 14-3. First appearance in the state championship for the Golden Wave since 2013. That's when they lost 14-7 to Oak Grove. Kirk Riccardi, I believe, was the quarterback of that Oak Grove team on a thriller on a very, very cold night in Jackson. I remember that night.
Yeah, Kirk was the quarterback and Brett Favre was the offensive coordinator.
That's right. Battling flu-like symptoms that night. But yeah, that was a tight one. That back then, Trent Hammond was the head coach of the Golden Wave. Here's Griffith kicking to McCoy. He's got some legs. He can make some plays. He gets past one Bulldog, but boy, these Brandon kick coverage team is lights out. McCoy is a guy that returned 2 punts for a touchdown earlier in the playoffs, but there's no lane for him to run.
The Brandon cover team is playing lights out, and again, unfortunately, Brandon had to settle for that 3 points. I know Coach Williams would love to put a touchdown on the board, but you get in a situation where you just have to put points on the board. You said it, crack the code. Just You know, get the egg off the board, get the monkey off your back. But this special teams is really playing well, and because of that, and the defense continue to get stops, they're going to need back-to-back series where they play extremely well.
So on first down, give it to J.J. Hill. Hill has a first down. Still on his feet, spinning his way. He takes it all the way up to close to midfield. There is a flag back in that Tupelo backfield. I think this one's going to come back, but what an effort by J.J. Hill.
Yeah, I think it's going to be another hold against Antonio Berry.
Holding, number 79 at offense.
Yep.
10-yard penalty enforced from the previous spot. First down.
You know, that poor young man, again, we talked about just the experience of this offensive line, and he being the one player that's not a senior, he's a sophomore. He's had 3 big penalties, 2 holds that's negated big plays, and then the blindside block. Immediately, Coach Harden motioned for him to come over. Wanted just to kind of share some information with him, a little coach-player speak. Hey, young man, a big-time player has just got to fight through a little adversity here.
So this Tupelo offense, averaging 34 points per game, will have it first, and they're going to mark it at the 9, so first and 19. That is Matthews in motion. The fake, the pass to Matthews, and Hill's got some room. The screen pass on in that right flat area. He's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 23-24. Another flag, and we might have another hold on Tupelo.
I think this one's going to be a block in the back.
Okay.
And again, just going to be back penalties. It's going to put Tupelo behind the chains.
Boy, it was set up nicely, wasn't it?
During the run, blocking the back, number 56 to the offense.
Yep.
A 10-yard penalty enforced from the previous in the run. First down.
And you see Mason Waddle, the senior standout, that'll be playing, had no miss to play next year. Looking over toward the coaches on the sideline, asking, what did I do? But that, like you said, Lee, back-to-back flags. And boy, we talk about how nicely it was set up. The fake to the flanker screen on this near side, and Hill had a little bit of a caravan on that right flat area.
Well, anytime you design your game plan around J.J. Hill, you're going to have success. But unfortunately, some unfortunate calls up front against this O-line has really set them back behind the chains.
Hill, a minimal gain there. This is the guy that rushed for 236 yards and 3 touchdowns in the North Half Championship last week against a good Madison Central defense.
Coach Ty Harden is in his 5th season here with Tupelo, and just what he's been able to do over the last 5 years. This is his 2nd season where his team's had 13 wins, and that's just an amazing thing to do. 13-0 this year, trying to stay perfect. He has the Brandon Bulldogs in his way.
2nd and 15 at the 13. Gillen has time. Now he'll just throw it away on the far side, and
Gillen did just enough to get outside of the tackle box.
I was just going to say, did he get outside the tackle box?
I think he did just enough. The white hat standing right on top of him, and didn't even reach for the penalty flag there. So
he's way.
Excellent job by Gillen. Again, not taking a sack. Also, just the ability not to take a penalty, just to throw that one away, and just a wise play. Sometimes your best play is to prevent a negative play, and there was an opportunity, and he prevented a negative play.
3rd and 15. Gillen now 7 for 11 up top for 87 yards. And they'll keep it on the ground to Hill. And there's about 3 or 4 Bulldogs helping out, but they bring him down shy of the 20, and it'll be 4th down for Tupelo, and Hill is limping.
And not a good sign there for Tupelo and for Hill, as he was able to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and just having to overcome a couple big penalties called against this Tupelo offense. And hats off for Brandon. Continue to play physical and fast, and really trying to dominate the line of scrimmage, and really putting a stop to this Tupelo running game.
Yeah, this Brandon defense has become ferocious. Hill had his way in the first quarter. In fact, he had 2 touchdowns in the first 8.5 minutes. And a timeout for Tupelo. We'll keep it here as we keep an eye on J.J. Hill.
This will be a 1-minute timeout.
And you can see the momentum shifting in favor of Sam Williams and the Brandon Bulldogs right now, trailing 14-3, but they'll get the ball back with 3:06 left in the third.
Yeah, J.J. Hill started the game, had 58 yards rushing in the first quarter. He finished the half with 90 yards rushing. And Brandon has held J.J. Hill to just 10 yards rushing here in this third quarter. So adjustments made by defensive coordinator Greg Robinson have played well so far here in this third. Now that's just got to be able to translate to the offensive side. Brandon Bulldogs definitely need points, and they need to find the end zone, not just a field goal.
Sam Williams was telling us that he thought the defense really grew up. Remember, they lost that shootout 65-62 to Clinton. Most points ever scored in a game in Mississippi. And his defensive coordinator Greg Robinson said they learned. They learned from their mistakes that night and playing much better. And outside of that shaky first quarter, that defense has been playing lights out. Here's McCoy. He's had a couple blocked this year, and he just had another. And it's a touchdown for Brandon.
Last block by number 18, Cameron Short, recovered in the end zone. Touchdown, Brandon.
So McCoy's third block punt. And it's recovered. Let's look at it again. Yeah, nice job there by number 18 for Brandon.
Yeah, he's not listed on the roster. So
of course not. Why would he?
Yeah, I mean,
he makes the big play.
You make the play of the game, and you're not even on the roster. Let's try to find out who this kid is. Unfortunately, we can't tell you who he is. Wasn't given that information, but wow, what a turn of events here in this game. And well, we talked about the kickoff cover team, how they've helped set up great defensive play, but now the punt block team comes up with a huge play that converts into a touchdown. Now Tupelo's got to figure out a way. Brandon's offense has only scored 3 points, and Tupelo just with a 4-point lead. Wow, what an exciting turn of events here in Hattiesburg.
I'm telling you what, and the folks across the way from us on that visitor side, they're feeling it right now. Not only the team, but their fans that made the trip from the capital city area, right outside of Jackson. And Brandon definitely is feeling this momentum shift.
And you're just talking about how this defense grew up during this season, that shootout at Clinton. And man, have they ever. You talked about also just this team being an average size, but very physical and very fast. Special teams.
This time, I beg your pardon. You got Braylon Williams back there returning for the first time in place of McCoy, who was the punter and got that punt blocked. And Braylon Williams gets it across the 25 up to the 26-yard line.
You know, if we go back and talk about that punt one more time, obviously McCoy tried to do the run style punt, which I've never understood, except for the fact that it just allows your cover team to get down the field. But also, if you don't do it effectively, the punt block team has an opportunity to get to it, just as Brandon did right there. And again, a tremendous play on special teams that turned into a touchdown for the Bulldogs.
I asked Brandon coach Sam Williams what stands out with this year's team. He says, we don't take any plays off. And let's see what they can do here on this drive. Gillen up top, looking at the far side to Colin Bowens. Bowens had a big 41-yard catch last week. And they're going to call this one incomplete, although Bowens thought he had it.
Yeah, Bowens may have had a word or two with the official as well. And I'm not sure if he secured it. It looked like his knee possibly maybe touched the white before he totally had it secured. If the knee touches out of bounds, and indeed not. The official right on top of it, but Owens thought he had the reception. Would have been a huge play.
2nd and 10. Here's Hill navigating his way, breaking a tackle, still on his feet and knocked out of bounds up by midfield. And that is a much-needed first down for the Golden Wave.
Well, we've seen Hill break tackles in the last couple of times that he's done that. It's been called back due to penalties, but this time a clean play up front by the offensive line of Tupelo. A great run by Hill. He gets to the sideline. He turns on speed, uses his body, shielding off would-be tacklers for a nice game.
Tupelo coach Ty Harden said what stands out with this year's team, how hungry they are. They lost 8 starters on defense. Everybody knew they'd have a potent offense. And they knew how good J.J. Hill was. They just didn't know how great he was. Although there on that play, that Brandon defense is up for the task. Looked like Span making the play.
Span was the first one to get to him in the backfield. An excellent job. And a lot of times when you're a team defense, you don't have to make, the first guy doesn't have to make the tackle. But in that situation, Span was able to slow down J.J. Hill enough to where a couple more Brandon defenders could get up to make the stop. Excellent job.
And that looks like Norwood, who was shook up. Kalen Norwood leads the team in tackles now with right at 175 on the year. He sets that tone defensively along with Nickelberry. They're both seniors.
Interesting play here is Norwood banged up and Ashton Moore, one of the other leading linebackers, also out on the play. So Brandon defense in a crucial situation without their top 2 tacklers.
2nd and 11. They'll give it to Hill, and it looks like he got shot out of a cannon right up the gut. And he needed 11, he got 10.
And you think offensive coordinator Trey Ward saw that? Obviously he did, because he's going to call J.J. Hill's number and send him right up the gut where those linebackers normally play. You've got some new guys in, 2 studs are out, and Hill took it right up the gut for another big run. 10 yards on that carry.
He now has 131 yards and counting on 22 carries. 3rd and 1. 3 guesses, first 2 don't count who they're going to give it to. They give it to Hill, to no surprise, and he's going to move the chains. Picked up 2, needed 1, and it's first down for Tupelo at the Brandon 40.
Once again, got hit right at the line of scrimmage. In this defense without, again, their top tacklers. Brandon Evans, the first initial contact, but again, I mentioned earlier when J.J. Hill was stopped at the goal line on the 4th and 1, he told himself he was not going to be denied and wasn't there again, converting and kept the chains moving.
Here's Hill up the middle, bounced off 1 tackle. That was Moore, who just came back into the game, falls forward for a couple. And the clock continues to run now, under a minute left here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Moore hit him about his ankles, his knees to his ankles, and he was able to fight through it. Not a big gain on the play, but again, making that first guy miss.
Could be the last play here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 8 at the 38. Hill shifts to the right of Gillen. And the give to Hill. Breaks the tackle. Into the secondary. Down inside the 25 at the 24-yard line. And Tupelo taking some momentum into the 4th quarter, as that's another first down for the Golden Wave.
Yeah, the play started to the left, and J.J. Hill just put his toe in the turf and cut back across the grain. It was Trey McQueen that saved the tackle. McQueen jumped on his back to take him down.
Don't go anywhere, folks. 4th quarter straight ahead. We got to decide a 7A state champion. Tupelo leads it 14-10.
He's got it. William Carey is back to the NAIA World Series. They win it 11-4. William Carey
passionate in the way that we do things, in the way that we pride ourselves in carrying this university's name.
There's no other feeling like it in the world.
My sisters in my sorority, my friends on campus, the staff, faculty, all those people have really pushed me to kind of become the person I am today.
And I think Southern Miss does a great job of building habits for life after college.
There was something special that brought us here. There's nothing stopping you from doing what you want. Southern Miss can get you there.
Bank Plus keeps life moving. Because 99% of banking doesn't happen at the bank. Or at least it shouldn't. We're doing our best job and you don't have to think about it.
Let's make an offer.
And all you see is possibility.
We expand the kitchen in there. We'll make it all back in 6 months.
We don't have to ask. Because life sure doesn't.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Really bad.
And we're here for it. All of it.
Weird, but beautiful.
Bank Plus. It's more than a name. It's a promise.
Health has always been reactive, focused on fixing problems as they happen. But with Blue Primary Care, we're taking a proactive approach, working with you to help you understand your health and empowering you to be healthy. It's time to prioritize you, your health, and your life. The results? Less worrying and more living. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue.
Welcome back to Hattiesburg. Before we start quarter number 4, let's send it downstairs to Lance LaFan.
Here with Dr. Jason Kraft of the Mississippi Sports Medicine Orthopedic Center. And Dr. Kraft, just kind of tell us your relationship with the MHSAA and area high schools.
Our group, Mississippi Sports Medicine, we've been, it's our 40-year anniversary this year. We've always been involved in sports medicine, had a great relationship with Mississippi High School Athletic Association, covering games, providing doctors and athletic trainers, all these sporting events, covering 50 different schools in the Jackson area. So.
All right, appreciate you guys and all you do for area high schools.
All right, thanks, Lance. Braylon Matthews on the first play of the fourth quarter. We talked about what he can do receiving, but he's also carried the ball for now over 240 yards this year, averaging 18.5 yards every time he touches the ball. A solid pickup on first down. That's how we start quarter number 4. Will Colmar alongside Lee Roberts. Lance LaFan manning the sidelines. Here's Gillen to the end zone. There was some contact. He was looking for Matthews.
I think the contact was just incidental. I think both players just got called up, got their feet caught up there. So great job by the officiating crew. You've got several officials right there on top of it. I like the no call indeed.
That was Rollins, Jamarian Rollins. Coach talks about how well he covers, can tackle well in space. JUCO, possibly a 4-year school, will sign him. He's a senior, 6'2", 170. Third down. It's a key third down and 3. Can Tupelo convert? The give to Hill, and he spins inside the 15. They're going to mark it at the 14.
Hill with a carry.
I don't think you got, but to the 15-yard line, I felt like the line judge was going to give him a little bit more on the spot, but then he kind of walked back to the 15. So I think another big stop there by Brandon, and not good there. Seeing number 21 Ashton Moore being helped off by the coaching staff and athletic training personnel, Brandon as well.
Yeah, it's the highly sought-after linebacker. Jake Wimberly, who does a lot of work for us, hosts that studio in between games, and he does by the way the play-by-play radio for Brandon. He calls Moore a rattlesnake. Plays angry. 4th and 1, they're going to be without Moore. Let's see if they give it to Hill on 4th and 1. No, the fake to Hill. Gillen into the end zone. Touchdown, Tupelo.
What a big play call there. Again, everyone thinks that J.J. Hill's going to get the 4th and 1 call, but it's the quarterback, Noah Gillen. We know he can run. We've seen him run. Very, very explosive coming out of the backfield, and met up with a defender in the end zone as well in Trey McQueen. And wow, super impressed what Noah Gillen was able to do there.
Yeah, the Brandon folks tell us McQueen is a headhunter, but it was Gillen that went after McQueen, and McQueen bounced off of Gillen. And the App State signee has given Tupelo some breathing room now at 21-10.
Well, the 21 points, the third touchdown comes here in the fourth quarter. I thought for sure it would have been in the first half. Again, that Brandon defense. But wow, Gillen lowers his shoulder, takes on McQueen as he spins and goes over the back.
15 yards out. Sanders' extra point makes it 21-10. That capped off an 11-play, 73-yard drive. It took a little over 4 minutes. And that's a heck of an answer for Tupelo because Brandon had taken over this game and they had all the momentum in the world, but a terrific response by Tupelo, and their fans are showing the appreciation.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, this is what you hope for when you start this season, whether you're a player, a coach, a fan, administrator, is to see your football team make it to the big dance. And here it is. Nothing bigger than this stage in this Class 7A matchup here tonight.
Sanders will kick off. 75 kickoffs so far this year. He's had 14 touchdowns. This one will not be one. It'll be returned. Special teams have been a key tonight for Brandon, and a nice little return by Trey McQueen. We talked about how lightning fast he is. Lance, let's send it back down to you.
Yeah. Hey, guys, it has been an amazing momentum shift down here. After that punt block, everything shifted over to Brandon. The sideline was dead over here at Tupelo. But now it is totally opposite, and this place is going crazy on the home side.
They're trying to win just their second ever state title, their first in 32 years, and on first down, some pressure. It was a noisy pocket for Sladen Shack. It's incomplete. Good pressure there by Patton. And second down and 10.
Yeah, Patton's described by his coach as the guy that has really good ball get off and one that never stops. His motor continues to run, and he's starting to feel it as well.
Please reset the game clock to 10:25. It will start on the snap.
Again, don't count this Brandon offense out, but obviously what Tupelo has been able to do and the pressure they're continuing to put on. Just want this to be a fantastic finish, and it's been a great game so far.
Oh, no question about that. Here is Robinson, and boy, he has been a marked man here tonight. You're talking about a guy, the first Bulldog back ever to go over 1,000 yards rushing and over 500 yards receiving in the same year.
But he's been held tonight to just 33 rushes on 8 carries. Tupelo's game plan has been dialed up to stop the running attack indeed.
There's a third down and 8 conversion as they went far side to Phillips. And it looks like the corner on that side mistimed his play. And it was an easy pitch and catch. That was Mason Dunn, the Ole Miss signee, who leads the team with 4 picks. I guess he was thinking in his mind maybe to try to get his 5th of the year. First and 10, Shack far side, caught by Jay McQueen.
Yeah, the old back shoulder throw. Excellent job there. And again, Sladen Shack doesn't look like a sophomore standing in the pocket. And he's a guy that transferred from Brookhaven Academy. What a great throw along the far sideline. Even better catch, opening his hips, Jay McQueen.
First and 10. This pass caught by Robinson and Christopher Ivy for Tupelo. Tupelo's number 7 taking care of Brandon's number 7.
You talk about this running game for Tupelo, but I mean for Brandon, but you got to talk about this quarterback room as well. The backup quarterback standing over on the sideline, Jacob Chancellor, an amazing quarterback. But Sladen Shack just shows you how effective he is just as a sophomore, and what a dime thrown indeed to his guy Jay McQueen.
Yeah, McQueen holds the school record for touchdown receptions in a game. He had 5 TD receptions last year against Pearl. And Brandon is in business, first and goal at the 4.
And Jay McQueen's a dual sport guy as well. Going to get a chance to play baseball at the next level at the University of South Alabama.
Yeah, football and baseball for the Jaguars.
Yeah, dual sport indeed. But
illegal substitution on defense, 12-man formation. Half it into the goal, first down.
you know, Lance just gave us a report about this sideline for Tupelo had not a quiet soul. You look down now.
Tupelo, that is his first in the game.
You look down now, and obviously a very quiet and non-emotional sideline indeed, as Brandon has kind of stolen the momentum here from Tupelo.
Yep, Shaq has done it, highly sought after, and the Brandon folks tell us he's ahead of the curve in many aspects, ahead of the Gardner Minshews, the Will Rogers, the Landon Barnes, when they were sophomores. Keep in mind, Shaq is just a sophomore, and he's already highly sought after.
You know, we've seen what this Brandon team has done over the last few years as well, making it to the state championship. And Coach Williams, when he's talking about Shaq, he said he's the healthiest quarterback that he's ever taken to the state championship game. Landon Barnes, being the previous one, was never 100% healthy, but Shaq is, and indeed as a sophomore. When you give that guy an opportunity to stand upright, he's got a great arm and can deliver.
Here's Robinson, the direct snap. And Robinson finds the end zone.
It's the old Wildcat, but knowing this team, they probably call it the old Bulldog. The direct snap to the running back, great blocking up front. And again, what it does, it allows you to have that extra blocker. And Robinson hasn't had the best day running the football, but that's one way to get your name out there, was a touchdown there to pull within make it a one-score game.
And Brandon will go for 2 to try to cut it to 3. And a timeout for Ty Harden. He saw something, almost a similar formation, although they actually had Shaq in the slot with, it was set up to be another direct snap to Tyson Robinson. And Ty Harden, there you see the head coach. You know, Tupelo has had 7 undefeated teams since they started playing football in 1913, and Ty Harden has 2 of them in the regular season. They were undefeated in 2022 and undefeated, of course, this year in the regular season. 13 for 13 in the win column so far, and he leads by 5. Sam Williams seeing what he can dial up. As this timeout by Tupelo. You know, we talked about when Harden thought he had something special with J.J. Hill. Well, we asked Sam Williams the same with Tyson Robinson. He said he knew he was special in 7th grade, but last year as a freshman against Oak Grove, he ran for 275 yards. You do that against Oak Grove, you got something that's extraordinary.
Absolutely, and Oak Grove's the other team in the South that has been to the state championship multiple times as well. A lot of times it's been Oak Grove and Brandon fighting out for the South State title. And indeed, you can put up 275 yards against Oak Grove. That's an impressive accomplishment indeed.
All right, well, Ty Harden has counterpunched. He's put a lot more beef in there. He's taken out a couple of his DBs. And check out this formation. It's Robinson. He got hit by Ivy, but he bounces off of Ivy, and he's going to be just shy of the goal line. So the 2-point conversion is no good, as Ivy, number 7 for Tupelo, hit Robinson, number 7 for Brandon. He fell forward, but I think Patton, number 90, took at Ivy. And yes, Patton came in, and let's look where that knee. Yep, the knee. We saw the knee hit, and the ball was still outside the goal line.
Well, Robinson thought that he was able to get across the line, but again, great camera work by our crew.
Oh, yeah, terrific.
Big stop there by Tupelo. Momentum shifted to Brandon momentarily because the stop of the 2-point conversion shifted back to the Golden Wave sideline.
Well, that's a big 2-point conversion that failed, because remember, Griffin, he's the kicker for Brandon, got tremendous range. He can kick it from 52 yards. So that 2-point conversion, if it's converted, it's just a field goal differential. And with 8:48, You can do the math, folks.
And again, if this Brandon team, they're lacking in the time of possession. They're being outmanned on time of possession. Tupelo's just been able to manhandle 27 minutes to just 11 minutes of offense. And that just means 8 minutes and 48 seconds on the clock. Tupelo's offense is powerful and strong enough. They could have a long drive that can eat up a lot of clock.
The onside kick. Nicely done by Griffith, but Tupelo was waiting for it. Sam Williams likes to do this. He, especially after a touchdown, likes to try to steal a possession. And I was just getting ready to say they got J.J. Hill was back deep for Tupelo. He's had one return this year for 82 yards and a touchdown. Nice job, though. Tupelo was right there.
Yeah, it was a perfect scenario as well. You mentioned he likes to do it after scores. Plus he's down by 5. He knows that this is a high-potent Tupelo team that he was definitely trying to steal that possession. Indeed, Tupelo has it with really good starting field position.
So they'll have it at the 47-yard line. First down and 10.
Timeout, Brandon.
We'll take the timeout with Brandon. 8:46 left. Tupelo leads it 21-16. The Golden Wave will have it first down and 10 at the 47 when we come back to Hattiesburg here on the NFHS Network.
We put faith in our vehicles to connect us. We understand how important it is to have transportation you can rely on. So no matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Health has always been reactive, focused on fixing problems as they happen. But with Blue Primary Care, we're taking a proactive approach, working with you to help you understand your health and empowering you to be healthy. It's time to prioritize you, your health, and your life. The results? Less worrying and more living. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue.
Hey kids, I'm Treasurer David McCrae. What do y'all want to be when you grow up?
Teacher, I want to work on cars.
The trades. That's smart, kids. These kids are almost already halfway to college, and the Mississippi Treasury has flexible college savings plans that will help you save for almost anything your child can dream of. Well, almost anything. To save for your college dreams, you can go to treasury.ms.gov.
The Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi Gridiron Classic is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue. Mississippi Farm Bureau. Go with the home team. Bank Plus. It's more than a name. It's a promise. And by Ceasefire. Inspired by you.
.846 left. 21-16. Tupelo leading by a score. We don't know who's going to win the game, obviously. A lot of meat left on the bone. Just under 9 minutes left, but we do know that Brandon High School was the Text to Win winner tonight. First down to give to Hill, who punishes his way into the territory, but it was fumbled and picked up by Brandon. I thought he was down, but let's see. And I'll tell you what, Gillen took a possible late hit as well.
Rolling on the field, forward progress was stopped. Second down.
Yeah. But look at, Brandon was working hard. That was Ashton Moore that stripped it and picked up by Jamarian Rollins.
This again goes back to the old thing that Coach Sam Williams said, is this team never stops. And
no.
You never know. In that situation, if the official would have called it a fumble, it would have been a huge turn of events once again for the Brandon team. But yes, going back to the quarterback Gillen, he took a big hit in the backfield. He was lobbying for a late hit himself.
He's looking right at the white hat. Pickup of 6 for Hill. 2nd and 4. Again, it's Hill. Maybe a half a yard. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
On 3rd down so far tonight, Tupelo's just 4 of 10 converting on 3rd downs. They've gone for it a couple times on 4th down, 2 of 3. This is not a situation where I would anticipate it being a 4-down territory, so a huge 3rd down opportunity coming for Brandon to try to get a stop, to try to get the ball back as the clock's continue to click.
Jeremiah Wise along with Braxton Wells in on that tackle. Here is Gillen. He's been effective running the ball, picked up several 1st downs, and there is a flag, and this will be a key call because I think he's going to be just shy of the 1st down at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, I thought it was a great tackle by Norwood. Felt like he grabbed the shoulder, not the horse collar. Not sure if that's what the flag came in or if it possibly a late hit.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense. A 15-yard penalty enforcement in the run. 1st down.
Yeah, maybe a new angle will show us, but it looked more like he had more of the jersey rather than the horse collar. I see him grab the jersey there, not even getting part of the shoulder pad, but a really tough call because I definitely thought he stopped him short of the line of game.
And Gillen came up limping, and he's looking up to the skies look up to the sky right now. I think he's in a lot of pain. With the clock now at 7.5 minutes left in the game. So the 1st down on the penalty, the give to Hill, and Hill picks up a yard, and the clock will continue to run here in the 4th quarter.
Nice job, Reese Quinn coming off the edge. Get the tackle. Just a very short gain on the play. Again, Tupelo, this is their style of play, just letting this clock eat. Again, not much cushion. However, every second they allow to click off this clock will be huge here.
We talked about in the open the contrasting styles between these two teams. Tupelo, very deliberate, ran in place with their hair on fire. And here's Hill breaking a tackle into the secondary. He's down inside the 5-yard line. And J.J. Hill comes through again for the Golden Wave.
Not that he wanted to get called and get stopped short of the touchdown, but because of that, it's going to allow them to eat some more clock up as the clock is just continuing to run, and J.J. Hill just continuing to impress as well. And a guy that came in with 1,988 yards. He's gone over that 2,000-yard mark for the season. This is unbelievable running back.
182 yards right now for Hill. He'll follow his fullback. And that's Raines, Tyquez Raines, who plays a little tight end, also fullback for Tupelo. He's shy of the 1st down.
Just as I was saying, he stopped once again short of the touchdown. And just going to be able to eat up more clock. So great clock management by this offense for Tupelo.
$15 seconds on the play clock. Again, the I formation. Don't get a chance to say that very often anymore. Hill behind the fullback Raines. And it's Hill. He got upended, and I think he's just shy of the goal line. He was tripped up by Ashton Moore yet again. Boy, he just loves to get physical. Covers well with the pass, he rushes the passer, he does a little bit of everything for Brandon.
Yeah, Ashton Moore is just an unbelievable player. And then on the flip side, Jaden Hill is as well. And once again, stopped short of the touchdown. Clock's continuing to move. If they indeed come up with a touchdown here, it'll be a 2-possession game.
Gillen, the old tush push. Did he get in? I'm waiting for a verdict. And And I think he's going to be shy, it looks like.
Yeah, the original mark had him just short, and obviously the spot now. And Brandon thought for a second that possibly it was a 4th and goal. It was just a 3rd and goal situation. Now one more time. Brandon's going to get here inside the 10 with the ball. The nose of the football has to be very close to touching that white line.
We got to be talking inches, folks. Gillen already has 1 touchdown tonight running. 4th and goal. The toss to Hill, and he will walk into the end zone. A touchdown. But there is a flag.
First down, encroachment, defense. That penalty is half distance from goal. Still 4th down.
Well, if we were inches away, that penalty is going to cost them an inch, right?
Yes, and they don't give up the touchdown. So they'll have to do it again, but that was the perfect play. They were all bunched up in the middle, and they just tossed it to Hill, and there was nobody out there on the perimeter.
Yeah, he was just going to walk into the end zone. So great play design by offensive coordinator Trey Ward.
And he's been cooking tonight, as he has in his career at Tupelo High School. And here it is, 4th and goal. Gillen, he will dive into the end zone, but again a flag on the play. And this time I think it's going to be against Tupelo, some motion up front, and that's going to be a rally killer.
Start to the snap, false start, offense.
Yep.
5-yard penalty from the previous spot, 4th down.
Which is a tough situation down in this part of the field, because Brandon gets called for an encroachment, which ends up being an inch penalty.
Yeah.
And a false start for Tupelo ends up going to set them back 5 more yards. And now a penalty flag has come on the field. I think a sideline warning has been given. This one may result in penalty yards indeed.
During the play, sideline warning, Tupelo. It's their 2nd sideline warning of the half. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. 4th down.
Now,
clock start on my ready.
So the field goal unit comes out, Jay Sanders, and it's going to be a little more difficult, although they've got it set up. It'll be a 27-yard field goal for Jay Sanders. Sanders missed it again. He's 0 for 2 tonight. And Brandon still keeps it a 5-point deficit at 21-16.
I'm just in awe at how well Brandon, when they need, their defense really steps up. And it's not just one play with their backs against the wall. It has been multiple plays with their backs against the wall here this evening. And credit Greg Robinson and his defense for Brandon. And again, in the past, they've been an aggressive style defense, playing more of a base type play, but very effective indeed.
On 1st down, the give to Robinson. Falls forward to the 26.
On the carry, number 7.
Pickup of 6. Clock now 3.5 minutes and counting left. Again, it's Robinson. He's been held in check most of the night. He'll get a 1st down carry there up to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, you're in the part of the field now where you got to start thinking, throwing the football to your wide receivers and really trying to get out of bounds. Maybe start stopping the clock a little bit. Indeed, they're going to hand this one off once again.
Robinson, he's tackled. Ivy was there on the tackle, as was Brewer. Remember what Harden said? He's told him last summer, if it ever clicks, you have the opportunity to be an absolute player that can wreak havoc. And it did click. And Brewer's had a monster year, only a sophomore. Been offered already by the Razorbacks from Arkansas. 2nd down, pickup of 4. 2nd and 6 at the 38. Here's the flanker screen to Phillips. It's been highly successful this year, but a nice job by Tupelo. That was Kylan Simmons. Coach Harden says he just makes plays. He likes to hit folks.
So that was a play they've called multiple times tonight, and Shaq has thrown it out in front of the receivers. That's the first one that's really been a completion, but once again, a great play by Tupelo on the defensive side.
And Tupelo comes up big. That is Patton with a tackle for a loss on C.J. Martin. His first carry of the night. He was injured last year at Warren Central, had a broken hip. Many thought he would never walk again. Remarkable comeback. We started a lot of high schools in Mississippi, but he get hit behind the line in a loss, and it's going to be 4th down. Could this be the ball game?
And I'm not sure I like this play without calling a timeout. I almost would think I would call a timeout and talk this one over just as Coach Sam Williams walks over to the side judge and does indeed call a timeout. Wow.
He heard you.
This is definitely going to probably be the ball game right here. It'll give Tupelo an opportunity to talk things over, but as an offense, when you go forward, especially when you were just stuffed in the backfield on the 3rd and short situation, you want to make sure you get the right play call. Again, a 4th and 4 with more air probably on the side of throwing the football here. That's where they've been effective. Throwing it to the near side, I would anticipate. Running game just has not been as effective tonight. Robinson just 55 yards rushing.
On 13 carries, averaging just right at 4 yards. Well, Ty Harden told us one of the keys, stop the run. He knew that he had a super explosive back he called Robinson. Brandon does a great job with tempo. And here it is. Will Harden's defense come up? Or will Brandon get a big 4th down conversion to keep their pulse? Shaq has time. His pass is in and out of the hands of Jay McQueen. And McQueen, a bulldozer on the edge, a high point nightmare with the football. This time he tried to dive to make the catch, and it's incomplete.
Well, Shaq had people at his feet. He couldn't step into his throw. His wide receiver, McQueen, was there. A lot of green grass around him. I felt like he had another option in Robinson in the flat as well. But again, the pressure at the feet of Slayton Shaq allowed him not to step into it. And a huge play on the defensive side, a turnover on downs. And Tupelo with an opportunity now to try to run out the last minute 38.
Brandon has just one timeout left. And Gillen will give to Hill. Bounces off of one Bulldog. Falls forward. Holding that football extremely tight. And we've got a little post-play skirmish. It's been getting a little chippy down there.
Now it has. Obviously, one team's filling a championship. The other team's filling
Timeout,
defeat.
Brandon. 3rd and final timeout.
Well, Khalil Norwood got into the backfield, and somehow he got to the tailback, J.J. Hill, right about the same time that he took the snap. Came in untouched. Fortunate for Tupelo, Khalil Norwood did not interfere with the ball and knocked one loose.
Here is our move of the game tonight. We've had quite a few of them. And the move of the game, the touchdown run from 15 yards out by Noah Gillen. His first touchdown rushing of the season, and it was a biggie. In fact, it was our move of the game.
And that's just kind of the year that this guy's had. He's been able to move in the pocket, manage the game, really takes care of the football, delivers strikes, but more importantly, great clock management by Noah Gillen.
And about 5 or 6 Bulldogs in on that tackle on Hill, as Brandon cannot stop the clock. And it'll be under a minute the next time it's snapped, and there is an injured player down for Tupelo, so that will stop the clock. Is that Waddle the center? I mean, it was almost looked like a rugby match broke out on that last play. I mean, they were Yep, that is Waddle down there.
Yep.
The 6 foot, 250-pound senior said yesterday he wants to play at Ole Miss next year. Comes from an Ole Miss family, and
you hate to see this, especially late in this game. Hopefully it's just a cramp.
Maybe a cramp by that way.
Yeah, he's pushing on his toes, really trying to stretch out his calves. Regardless, Waddle will have to leave the game, so a backup center will have to come in, as Noah Gillen is taking some snaps right now from that backup center, just to make sure they get that center quarterback exchange. It'll be Reed Lindsey,
just a sophomore. That could add a little drama.
Absolutely. When ball security is going to be the key this next possession or this next snap, because you want to make sure you get that snap. You have a third down situation. Brandon cannot stop the clock. They've used all their timeouts. Coach Williams chose to use his final timeout on the 4th down play. Glad to see Waddle up walking indeed. It must have been a cramp as they're quickly trying to get fluids in him.
Yes. So Reed Lindsey will come in and snap it. So the screws possibly tightening a little bit here with a $1:14 left. All of a sudden, Lindsey is thrown into a spotlight. You never know.
That's a tough situation. You've been sitting on the sideline, and it's a very cold night, a windy night. Here you're called to come off the sideline and get a snap with your quarterback.
And a pre-snap penalty on 3rd and 2. It's going to be on Tupelo.
Timeout, Tupelo.
So before the flag.
Kind of an interesting thing, because Khalil Norwood thought for sure that Tupelo had jumped on the play, but somehow head coach Ty Harden was able to get a snap in. I mean, a timeout called rather before the snap.
So the Tupelo fans smiling. They are very close. They're tasting this state championships. First time Ty Harden has led the Golden Wave to the championship game. This is the 3rd out of the last 4 years for Sam Williams and his Brandon Bulldogs. Brandon looking for his first ever state championship. They're 0-3 coming in.
And because Coach called a timeout, he was able to send Waddle back in.
Okay.
And now they're going to say, hey, no, you've got to send your backup in. So Waddle actually ran out, had actually approached the football before Coach Ty Harden had to send his backup center back in once again.
Because they haven't had a play yet.
Exactly.
So here, Reed Lindsey, nice, no problem, the snap. And here's J.J. Hill, and there is your dagger. And Tupelo is going to win its 2nd ever state championship as Hill seals the deal with 55 ticks left.
Just amazing what J.J. Hill's been able to do. And, you know, I go back to the first 3rd down that Tupelo converted, a 3rd and 19 situation, and Hill converts it on a run. Now you have a 3rd and short situation with your backup center in. Hill takes it right up the gut, makes guys miss, races all the way to the end zone. What a fantastic finish for this young man, J.J. Hill. Honored before the game, the 7A state player of the year. And that young man, he just said, I've got a ring coming.
32-yard touchdown scamper, capped off a 3-play, 40-yard drive. Hill now with 224 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Remember, he had that 37-yard touchdown reception on a screen pass back in the 1st quarter. We have an injured Bulldog down on the field. Hard to get a number.
And you hate to see that. And that's their stud, Ashton Moore. And had his shoe off early, and that's not good. Not able to put any pressure on that leg. He's literally just being carried off the field.
Well, he has played his heart out. Remember, second on the team in tackles, over 130 this year. Moved in from Georgia. He's got family ties to Brandon. And we talked about over 15 D1 offers. You know, this team of Brandon's so talented. I mean, we talked a little bit about Ashley, the hybrid linebacker, DB, the son of former Ole Miss star Tyrone Ashley. He's got over 15 D1 offers, including most of the SEC schools. And the extra point is good to make it 28-16. And J.J. Hill, the first Mr. Football at Tupelo since Jet Johnson, who went on to have a terrific career at Mississippi State, led the SEC in tackles one year, was second another year in tackles, and now grad assistant linebacker coach at UConn. And I know he's watching, and he's celebrating along with all the rest of the Tupelo fans. And as they're 55 seconds away from winning their second ever state championship in football.
Well, they scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter and 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. A team that started fast. Again, we talked about them leaving those points on the field in that first half. They did enough. And that's really all that matters, is doing enough.
Yeah, they bookend those touchdowns tonight. 2 in the first, 2 in the fourth. They earned it. Went 4-0 in the district. In that district, we talk about salty. Madison Central, Starkville, Germantown, who keeps on getting better. Clinton, who knocked off Brandon. The only loss this year for the Bulldogs until this championship game. Ran the table. They'll go 14-0. And it is very hard. I don't care what level you're talking about, high school, college, professionals, to run the table.
It ends up being a very long season that starts on May 1, when most of these schools get the opportunity to start their spring ball, and then it goes through the summer, goes right into fall camp, and here we are in the middle of December, first week of December rather, and Tupelo is going to be crowned the state champion. A long season, but a reward indeed.
That pass complete to Robinson. Some of the Brandon folks, in fact, Jake Wimberly, we talked about him earlier, part of our NFHS network crew, he said he thought Robinson was the best player he has seen since Cam Akers. And I know that's a pretty strong statement right there, but you know, when you watch Robinson work, it's always wow. But tonight, Tupelo has been able to take some of that wow out of the arsenal.
No, absolutely. And he really has just been taken out of the game. And really just hasn't had the opportunity. Only 13 touches on the ground.
Eligible receiver downfield, number 3, was a covered receiver that went downfield. A 5-yard penalty enforced in the previous spot. 3 plays, second down.
Again, that's just an offense trying to move fast and misalignment on the outside. That was Phillips that was covered up there.
Robinson had plenty of touches, but you know, you're talking about around 200 touches this year, but 40 of those were catches. Sam Williams was talking about how they tried to protect McQueen on the reception there.
I know this night was not Brandon's night, but again, if you go down there, up and down their roster, it's a lot of underclassmen, sophomores, and juniors that are starters on this team that are going to contribute. And I fully expect this team to be right back in this state championship game next year.
Well, if you look at history,
absolutely.
If history is as an indicator of what's going to happen in the future, I mean, Sam Williams has led his program to the state championship 3 of his first 4 years, so odds are that they're going to make another run next year. Under 30 seconds left in it. Brandon out by midfield. Shaq scrambling. His pass is caught by Graydon Walker. He's had some big catches tonight. He's just a sophomore as well.
Yeah, He's a guy that, again, didn't get a whole lot of touches throughout the season, but had an opportunity to get his number called here tonight.
See if Shaq tries.
They had the ball, so you didn't have